Love that track every time. Lifer's coming in 5 minutes, folks. 5 minutes for Lifer, 4 minutes. 5 minutes and 44 seconds and counting for the CryptoLifer. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. Thank you so much for your most precious asset, and that is your time. Welcome to the CryptoLifer Show. You did it, we did it. Together, we're going to make the greatest show on earth. One day at a time, one step at a time. I love you all. Love is the greatest frequency. Do you love yourself? Do you love the lifers? Do you love everybody in the world? Shout out to each and every one of you. Blessings on blessings. Shout out to Gina Palmina with the radio girl. The radio voice. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Jeffrey Anderson. Shout out to Bullishness. Shout out to David Kendall. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to Lando on fleek in the game. Gains in my sleep. I get gains in my sleep. Shout out to Chris Ray, man. Chris, man, what's up? You're not in the blue crew yet? Chris, I'm making you a mod, man. You a blue dude, man. Try out your new blue suit, buddy. You gotta write something now. See how you look in blue, baby. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for that blue suit, baby. Where that blue suit at? There it is. There it is. There it is. Welcome to an addition to the mod crew. Shout out to Fidel in the game. And moment of silence for my man, Stack McChange in the house. Everybody, round of applause for Stack McChange. We love you, Stack. Is this thing on? Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on into the live. Thank you for being here. We are live. We are live, if you can believe it. Shout out to all the lifers. Thank you for coming into the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're with the Crypto Lifer. Get that music in the background. Keep it moving. Look at the ticker as Bitcoin plays games with us up and down. It's always volatile on a Sunday night into Monday, but look at the dump easy to the downside. Let's talk about what's happening for Bitcoin. Let's break it down. If you were with me last night, I left you at that, remember? I don't know if you remember, but we were sitting at this 7-minute flag here. I remember correctly. I'll take you through exactly what Bitcoin's been doing for the last 24 hours since you saw me last night at about 8 p.m. And we're going to go over Bitcoin in the, we're going to go over heavy volatile. There's always a sell-off into the weekly candle close. I'm telling you every single time. But look, we started with this little flag on the 7-minute right here last night, and then it would dump again. I kept saying that there was a likelihood that this flag was going to break out. First we started here, then it dumped, remember? Then we started here, then I kept saying, you're oversold in the stochastics. You're going to get a pump. They came up, came down, and eventually we got the massive pump to the upside when we came to the bottom of the bigger channel. Look, up, down, up, down, up. You came to the top of the channel. Let me fix this again. And now you're back to the downside. Is that a bug? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Unbelievable. Beautiful day. It was such a beautiful day out here. Hot, though. So hot we could barely breathe on the East Coast. It's insanity. Absolute insanity. And shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get into the chat. What's up with the chat? 8.5K. You guys want 8,500. Hey, anything could happen. Let's get ready. Do you have money on the sidelines if we go below 10K? Who here has money on the sidelines if we go below 10K? I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I do and say here should be taken as financial advice. Let me get my NFA up. Bam. But I got money on the sidelines for below 10K. You have to be ready for if we go below 10K. It has to be something that, and honestly, who's ready to watch us go all the way to 100K? Who's open-minded to believe we could go to 10K and we could go all the way to 100K in the same year? There's a chance it could happen. All right, so something to think about. Don't get too, One thing that I don't like here is, we're pretty keen on the diamond here. This is pretty much making a bit of a diamond pattern here already. Haven't even finished it off yet, and we're already kind of pretty, it's pretty diamond-esque right there. If we come back up and we go sideways, it's likely we break back to the downside regardless. Reversal diamond back to the downside as we try to get up above this node here. It's not all bad, but right now I am going to paint somewhat of a bearish picture. Let's break it down. So what do I see happening for Bitcoin now? So I just wanted to give you the diamond. No one has probably showed you the diamond. I may be the first analyst to even begin to show the diamond. So I just want to be on my toes, on my ones and twos here, and show you that we do have a diamond forming for Bitcoin. All right, let's get ready. So then we had this flag. I started this morning suggesting this flag would break to the upside. The measured move for me was 23,866. We would get to 23,000. Hold on. Yeah, 800. So I was 66 bucks off from my call. How did I figure that out? Well, I saw a flag and I play flags. I'm pretty, bearish. I'm more biasly bullish than anything else, but I'm in the middle. I'll trade short and long regardless. But see this flag here, and then I brought it out. If you took the inside, it was probably it, but I always take the outside of the flag movement there from the top of the channel, and that's basically where we went, right? We would then make another bull pennant, right? And I kind of extended it smaller, but then it got a little bigger, and that would break out. And I was like, wow. I got to my hotel today. I am traveling. I'm in a hotel room. I got to my hotel, and I was like, that's awesome. But then bearish divergence would kick in. Like, that's not slightly up, even though we're on the 7-minute, and boom, to the downside. My baby's loud back there, huh? Why is she screaming tonight? Huh? Oh, man. People are going to be like, what is this? What kind of show is this? Like, what kind of show is this? Let's get those likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. Thank you so much for being here. 448 people on the live, 196 likes. Wow, yesterday we had less people. What happened yesterday? People like the weekly candle close, I guess. It's getting popular. And also, there's no one else going over Bitcoin, and people want to know what's happening to Bitcoin. Everyone else is taking the day off, but we don't take days off here on the channel. Shout out to each and every one of you. So rising wedges break down 68% of the time. All right? Your 1 hour was overbought, right? So, you had an overbought 1 hour, At the end of the day, your 1 hour was overbought, and you were in a rising wedge that breaks down. And look, you made a beautiful M here. And your resistance, as I talked about, was right here. And why? Because you couldn't get above, you bounced. The previous resistance and support, previous resistance becomes support. The next area you resist again. Now you got an area of liquidity that you've been hitting numerous times. We're looking at that area, 22,900. It was 23K. So once we couldn't get above, and I kept saying, if the bulls can't get above 23,000, you're going to be looking for more downside. That's going to coincide to the top of the channel, and you're also at the top of the channel. So what's going on? I mean, you're likely to come back to the bottom of the channel. That's it. This is pattern trading 101. Up, down, up, down, up. What I don't like about it is it's a downtrend. What I also don't like about it is you're back inside the bigger pattern. It's not a good look. Look, we had breached this bigger pattern here on the daily time frame. Sorry. And because we had breached this pattern on the daily time frame, we were outside. It's interesting. I've got a couple mixed signals here. I'm gonna break it down because there's two sides to the story here. All right, and I'm gonna show you both, and we're gonna break it down together. You got a lot of liquidity right here. I was suggesting you would bounce here off 21,800. Why? Because that's a big, high area POC. That's the POC. That's the point of control of this whole VPVR here. That's the point of control. You know? So, I'm hitting delete and it's doing other things. There we go. I must be hitting something. All right, so check it out. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's just a baby in the background. Have no fear. That's just a baby in the background in a hotel room. She'll be all right. So look at this. So look, resistance, resistance, resistance. And now we're hitting this local area. A little too magical for me here. I just need some good old house. Some deep house.
We're gonna go outside.
And let's take a look at this here, soft house. No, that's just too much. No. That's all right for now. I'm not gonna be too picky. It's too cookie cutter. I like hardcore. All right, I'll go back to my save music. Here we go. This got that feel. All right, let's get back into it. So Bitcoin took a massive dump to the downside today. However, we made some great trades today, and we're going to talk about them. I made a nice scalp at the beginning of the day. I made 10% off bond right to start my morning, and then began my journey. So here's the deal. You're touching the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour, falling right through it. I mean, you're likely to come here to these two balls here. I don't know why there's two balls there. It shouldn't be like that. Oh, my watch just hit the keyboard. Sorry about that. I am traveling. If you're just watching the show for the first time, just give me a moment here. But that's what you never know. Someone could see it for the first time. They get that first impression and you're done. That's why I put so much into every single show, because you never know. You're only as good as your first impression, baby. So look, this is likely coming to the downside. However, we do have a shoulder. We do have a head. Could we be making a right shoulder? There's a chance we could save the day here with an inverted. Chance you could have a shoulder here, a head here, and a massive right shoulder. There's a chance. Okay. What we want to see is we want to stay above. We want a double bottom here. We're looking for a double bottom, possibly off of 22,800. Yeah, 22,000 area. You know, I would like to see a bounce off this here. We break this, guaranteed you're coming to the low part of this channel here, right around this area. There's even a node right there sticking out for you at about 21,650. Then we're going to that low node that we hit, 21,171, right? And then we're talking about the 20,500 node, right? And so it's just that, you know, so here's that first node here at 21,000, right? Area 20,009, and then back here to 20,005, 20,600. So it's likely we're coming down here and bouncing off the top of this channel here. Also, this was a giant shoulder, head and a shoulder. You see that? And it really never fully, you know, and so that's head and shoulder to the downside. Rounded top too. We're going to look at the daily. I'm going to show you some other things that I'm thinking about and breaking down for you. Also, I don't want to go below the 4 hour. If we go below the 4 hour, 2 hour a day, it's likely a good time to short the market. We talked about that last night, and we'll break that down as well. So right here, you want to double bottom off of 22,000. If you do not double bottom here, you're likely to head even lower. I would look for a bearish retest. Retests are like this. You fall short, you try to get back up. You short the retest to the downside. All right, bearish retest is the best way to play. You don't have to jump into anything. You can wait for certain support and resistance to get retested before you jump on in. Like right here, this came back up, got retested, dumped to the downside. Same scenario here. So like, look, if you went back in time, you came up, you couldn't get above this, that's a short. You came up, you couldn't get above this, that's a short. You come up, you can't get above it, that's a short. All right. So Bitcoin struggling at 22,300. All right, and we're going to take a look at the bigger time frames too as well. But right now, we're getting oversold, and I'm expecting a bit of a bounce or a double bottom for the 1 hour to the upside. All right. 4 hour also turned kind of bearish, even though it didn't get too far from the zone. So 4 hour had legs, but it turned bearish on us and began to dump. Also the daily. Daily's been bad, and we've talked about this for a while. And, you know, I started object trees too. And so look, I can start an object tree here, and we'll do this nice and clean. So when you start an object tree, you can put everything you just did, right? And you can right click that, create a group 2, and I can get rid of all this stuff. No, I'm all set. Thank you so much. It's so nice of you. Let's take a look at the daily now. So the daily now has support right here at 22,300. You can see, I mean, or the area we bounced, 22K. You know, we'll go right here, 22K. Yeah, with these two candles closed and with this wick to here, 22,000. So the daily has some support here, and even though we broke back in the pattern on the 4 hour time frame, on the daily we technically did not. Technically we're still way above the pattern on the daily. So the daily is still holding a higher low, a way higher low. So it's not all negative right now. There's still actually some positive stuff going on here for Bitcoin. However, we can't breach this line. If the daily breaches this line, and this is what I'm talking about on the, you know, don't miss this move. So that's why I said it on the thumbnail tonight. You don't want to miss this move. If the daily comes on down, it gets rejected here. Boom, to the downside. Where was everybody yesterday? How come we have so many people on the live tonight? Where was everybody yesterday? 559 people on the live, 264 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? Let me get straight. Everyone was partying last night. Everyone goes home on a Sunday night. But last night, you all were outside partying on a summer night where you should have been, looking at the stars, having a blast, or with your kids doing whatever you were doing. Maybe you were camping. Who knows what you were doing? But I hope you were having a blast. Shout out to the $4 in Super Chat. You people are amazing. Thank you so much. Much respect to everybody that's showing up today and giving me that love. Thank you very, very much. So look, as long as the daily doesn't go below this diagonal trend line, I'm okay. I'm legit. So that's something we're looking at. Funny, I just got a crazy idea. Have you ever trade dark space? You know? Like for instance, look, this is the target. This is the you could say like this is the pennant right here. It's this dark space, and then the dark space pumped to the downside. I'm messing around, but I just had like an epiphany of dark matter trading. Like we could trade the dark space. That blow, you know, no, honestly, I think there's something to that. Like we could trade the dark space. I'm gonna blow your. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. I think I just touched on something that you could almost. I'm just saying, reverse information can be extrapolated as the information, specifically when trading too. So look, that's a beautiful flag on the daily, and you can see the daily kind of doing this. This is what's been interesting to me. See this rounding for the daily? You can't see it yet, but it's just something that I'm getting an intuition about. Normally we'd be headed a little lower, and we should have been down here by now, but we've used a lot of blue to go round, and I believe this will round up to the top, to the upside here, and there's a chance it just, you know, so there's a good chance we could bounce here to the upside. We got above all the high volume nodes. We're still above them, so it's not like we got back in. The daily's pretty healthy so far. Yes, we've had, a bunch of red. I get it. And we had tweezer tops up here. The second the tweezer tops came in, that was a suggested move to begin to short the market on those tweezer tops. So I talk about that a lot. High stochastics with tweezer tops. Short the market there, buddy. Short it, honey. Short it all the way down there like a good kid in Boston does. Like a good Boston kid. I did the New York and the Boston. Like a good Boston kid does there. So look, can the daily stay above 22,000? And can we get a bounce off the top of this trend line, a retest, so to speak, and a move to the upside? Now, the daily is trying to bend, but it's not in the best place, so it says we could continue to the downside. The sad thing is when you play with the 4 hour, not the daily candles, all right, and you look at this pattern, and this is something for beginners. They'll go, which one do you look at? I mean, over time, you eventually have to pick kind of what your special sauce is. And to me, I got to say, the 4 hour is pretty big deal. If it fell back in the 4 hour, it's back in the pattern, right? But the thing is, you'll get so good at trading, you'll be able to keep the daily idea in your head and the 4 hour at the same time. Right, Summer? I love you, baby. So look, this is a flag. So Bitcoin is still in a flag on the 4 hour. No doubt about it, right? So if you forget about support and resistance, retest, anything, and you just look at the pattern, sometimes it's just what is the pattern? Like extrapolate the pattern from where the pattern is. What is the pattern saying? What is going on? And just look at it for exactly what it is, right? And when we look at this pattern, I mean, that still has a measured move. It hasn't breached, and it's not below the 200-day moving average yet. As long as the 4 hour can stay above the 200, I will stay bullish. As stubborn as I am, I'm a stubborn man. And I will stay stubborn on that 200-day moving averagio. The 200-day averagio. The averagio. The average, right? The averagio. I like to make things fun. The golden paquito, the averagio. We all put arpeggios on there. So look, shoulder, head and shoulder, a bit of an inverted here for the 4 hour. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Bet you didn't see that one there, Stommy. Hey. I'm sorry. Okay, so shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And I swear I had the banner. Don't I have the banner? There's the banner. Oh, wait, maybe it's below. We do teach class every single Tuesday from 3 to 5. If you want to take class and the first Saturday of every month, take class. I'm telling you right now. I was just looking for the, I'll have to get it from Sean. Anyway, so I was looking for like the Twitter stuff and all that stuff. Like follow me on social media on the left. I'll get it though. Sean, could you send me that if you have it on the quick? And I could just download it quick if you see it. If not, it's all good. You probably have it on Google. I'm just trying to get it on the fly. Anyway, so this is what we're looking at here. All right. And if we calm down and just take a deep breath, could we keep this breach? Could we even be in this channel? I'm open-minded here as we go even lower there for the dump. The 1 hour suggests that it may not, we maybe, at the same time, look, we're coming down right here to the bottom of the channel. 21,922K. Can the 200-day stop us? Can this high volume node keep us from going down? That is the question for now. Thanks, man. Thanks, Sean. You're the best, dude. What a nice guy. Sean is always there for you. I don't know about you guys having someone who's always there for you. It's pretty nice. 7 days a week, Sean is always there for me, holding it down, doing something nice for me, always making sure that I'm never alone in this space. Love you, Shano. You're the best, kid. I'm taking you to the top, kid. I'm taking you to the top. No, and honestly, it's fun for me to interact with hardworking people and know that I can make a positive impact on their life. To me, that's the best part of everything I'm doing here, is just working with awesome people and making sure their life is awesome. That to me is the best part of what I do. Is just being, because I have like people that work with me and help me get things done. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. We'll make that a little smaller, a little big there. But follow me on the socials. Now that Sean went out of his way to do that for us. Shano! Appreciate you, Shadow. Shout out to 500 and 609 people on the live. 345 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. And honestly, look what we do here on this channel. Look what we do here to bring you the show 24/7. No, 24/7, without a day off. I don't care where I go, where I travel. My wife, I mean, it's the worst to travel with me. You should see what I bring. I mean, but this is me in a hotel room. Most people bring a bag into a hotel room. When the staff sees me come into the hotel, I'm like, you have a cart? And they're like, why? I'm like, I'm going to need a cart real quick. And they watch me go into a 1-bedroom apartment with like, they're just like, what is this man doing? Absolute insanity. Right? What'd you say? Getting things ready for his business. That's what he's doing, right? Wait, come here and say that again.
He's getting ready for his business.
My daughter loves watching her daddy at work all the time. I get to be at work with my daughter right now as I'm working. I'm sitting there with my apple on my eye right next to me, and there's nothing better in life, everybody. This is what you want to be doing with your life. Fire your boss, go your own way, find your own moment in time. I'm telling you right now, there'll be nothing better. There'll be nothing better. So we're about to do it. We're about to do it. We're about to do it. So can this big, even like a shoulder, a head and a shoulder there too, even a big inverted head and shoulder, but I see Bitcoin. So if it can't hold this trend line, if the 200 can't hold, we're coming down here to this high volume node at 21,800, and we're hopefully getting a bit of a bounce to the upside. Right now, the 1 hour is suggesting. What do you think, Summer, with the stochastics low? Come here, baby. What should happen if the stochastics are low?
It should drop. Go up.
Yeah, this is very similar to a trampoline. When you're low on a trampoline, what happens?
You go up.
Right? So look, if you
Jump.
were this little person and you were going bing, 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 and you bounced down here, where do you think you would go?
I would go up.
Yeah, you might bounce to the upside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the stochastics RSI is a logarithmic equation that is telling us when the price action of a certain item is highly likely to be higher in value.
It's kind
Bananas were $2 and this went low. It would be telling us the bananas were probably going up to $3. Understood? What were you going to say? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
So it's kind of like a pattern. It just goes up and down, up and down, up and down.
Patterns are go up and down. Look, up, down, up. You're going to be the best pattern trader by the time she's 15. She's going to outtrade this entire comment section. I'm telling you right now, by the time she's 15, right, Summer? She will never work for someone. I don't think she'll have her own business by the time. I want her to be a millionaire, self-made by the time she's 18 years old. A millionaire by the time she's 18.
I thought you said when I was 8.
Maybe by 8. We could get you there by 8. One more year. Get you a millionaire by 8 years old. You're 7. We could get you there. Hey, anything is possible, Summer. We should never think anything is impossible. Who knows what happens? Daddy might catch something, catch a nice hit, and then next thing you know, they look at you and like, well, we could put her in the deal. Pen it for $1 million. And next thing you know, she's 8 years old with $1 million.
Wait, Dad,
Anything could happen.
Interview and then they sent us a letter.
Yep. She's already been on national TV. She made it onto HBO. She was on an episode of John Oliver. They picked her. One of my friends was working for John Oliver. I worked in the TV industry, so a lot of my friends worked for other shows, and we all worked together. And he sent a picture of my daughter to the staff, and they were like, "That is the most beautiful girl in the world." And so she basically got on to the show. So look, rising wedges, and look, shoulder, head, and a shoulder. How simple of a short was that? Shoulder, head, and shoulder slanted. Even if it's slanted, doesn't matter. It'll play slanted. So like if the head and shoulder is this way, you'll drop just like this. Look. And you'll take your measured move the lateral way that the head and look, and that's your measured move of the that's exactly what happened. So I mean, you were high on the stochastics in the 1 hour and you had a head and shoulder. And you're also breaching at the top of a channel. That was a pretty easy short if you ask me, and you didn't get above a POC. So you didn't get above a point of control. You're at the top of a wedge. And you even double topped in the smaller time frame. I mean, if I wasn't driving, if I wasn't on the road today, that would have been a very easy short for me to play I had to get my head in the game though. That's why you gotta be focused. Gotta be focused. So let's take a look at the 15-minute and the 7. Both are spent. I don't get the bullish I would like some divergence though. We're not getting the divergence as suggested. A little bit, but not really. So 15 and 7 says we should get a bounce back to the upside. Not too long from now, but anything is possible. I don't see any bear flags yet on the 5-minute. I don't think anything brewing yet. Let's take a look and zoom in here on the 5-minute time frame. Why do you go to the 5? Well, when price action starts to fall heavily, you need to go to small time frames just to start figuring out what's happening. All right. Like, for instance, if we see this create a bear flag, then we're going to be able to figure out that Bitcoin's going to go even lower. Right. And we're going to figure that out on the 5-minute time frame. All right. Or are we going to see somewhat of a double bottom here? What we want is this double bottom right here. Maybe we come a little lower and we double bottom here off this channel. So what do I see happening right now on Sunday night? I mean, it's heavy volatility. A lot of times I do not trade Sunday night into Monday morning because there's so much volatility. It's out of control. And it can be so unpredictable. Scam wicks, up and down, low volatility, smaller volume, makes huger moves. It's a very sketchy time. So you always want to kind of take a deep breath. Like, for instance, Thursdays and Fridays and Wednesdays. Wednesdays and Thursdays really the two best days to trade, in my humble opinion. Mondays, you get the reversal from Sunday. By Monday night, you start to fall out. I've seen Tuesdays act funny after Monday. Usually they clean out, but I've seen them, still get the Monday blues inside the Tuesdays. And then Wednesday, we clean up for midweek reversal. Usually get a bit of a reversal into Thursday. And then Friday, you're back to low liquidity. Saturday trading should be all right, but small amounts of movement can bring the volume down. And then you're back to Sunday night into Monday again. So it's just like this cycle of trading. And so I could teach you technical analysis. I could even teach you the cycles. And if you just come here every day, we'll teach you the cycles. So look, Bitcoin now has resistance at 22,300. That's our new resistance. If we can't get above that, expect more downside. Look, we bounced here, we bounced there. So now we have heavy resistance off the node at 22,300. That's it. All right. So if you can't get back above 22,350, kiss your butt goodbye. No offense, but so right now we're going to watch this flag on the 5-minute. Suggest that we may get more dumped to the downside. Could be getting a heavy sell-off here on the week. Eventually, I would expect a bit of a bounce. We've got a little bit of bullish divergence here now on the 5. It's Class C bullish divergence. What is Class B, C, or D bullish divergence? Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. Swing low to the downside. Then we take a look. This does not swing as low. It swings low, but not as low. Very interesting. All right. Something to think about. And so she's hearing my voice. That's what it is. And she's like, that's Dada's voice, And she's like, Dada, So anyway, that's a bear flag. I could see the flag dropping down to $22,000. That would be our last line. Again, that's where, and I've said this before, if this rising wedge breaks down, rising wedges like to go right back to where they began, and there you'd be heading back to 20,000 even. No, I'm sorry, 22,000. Thank God. Yeah, 22,000, which ain't bad considering the pumps we've been on. 22K ain't bad. So I showed you the daily time frame right now, and I showed you how we didn't break back in the pattern. I showed you the 4-hour, and I said how we did break back in the pattern, and it is what it is. Okay. So I gave you the best case scenario for the daily, and until we break that, and then I showed you how the 4-hour needs to stay above the 200-day moving average to stay bullish. All right. Now we're zooming in here on the 5-minute just to kind of see the health of this move. And we'd like to see a double bottom here on the 5 and a move back to the upside here. Somewhat of a shoulder. We need an inverted head and shoulder to get out of this. We need this shoulder here. That head here. We need somewhat of a shoulder here. And we can begin to move on out of this. Summer dance, baby. Come here. Dance, baby, dance. Dance.
I can't. These are too short.
Dance, baby, dance. All right, go back to dance. She's supposed to be in bed, but it's a summer night for the kid. She can do whatever she wants. She's the CRYPTOLIFER's kid. Put that down.
What is that?
That's a drop. That's just the malt drops.
What drop? What is malt drops?
That's malt drops. What is that? Put that down too. That's the case for my Okay. So look, wow, we are getting the bounce. I mean, we're oversold on the 5. We're extremely oversold in the 7 in Exoma. I am expecting a bit of a bounce back to the upside. Shout out to Porter Rock, man. DJ Porter. Thank you, Porter Rock. All right, so, yeah, so we're either going to get a double bottom here on the small time frame. See this? Boom, boom. Or it's making a bear flag. I suggest that we will bounce, but we're watching this closely on the 5-minute. And we now have resistance at 22,500. So if the and resistance here at 22,003. So if you can't get above 22,003 or 22,005, those are your two areas. Bulls must take back both of these levels to remain bullish. If we do not, expect us to head back down to 22,800 and maybe even lower. So all the way here to the bottom of the channel, which is about $21,800. So, and that will be our next breach, because that's where we have a bunch of, consolidation there. So I could definitely see some people taking some price action in or out. You're going to see, there's definitely stop losses there. There's some buy orders in there. You got some liquidity. However, this is the last leg. The last leg there is 22,000. Really, where we're at 22,002. So look, we're in this last zone of liquidity. We lose that notch. I mean, you're headed down to the beginning of the value area low. That's just what happens. So it's more obvious that we do go all the way down to 21,900 on this move. Makes sense to me. So I would see this bear flag drop to the downside, even though we're extremely low. And again, there's more of a chance we break down than up. And now we have resistance at 22,003 and resistance at 22,546. All right. This is what it is. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here on the all-time history index. And let's take a look at what's happening here on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. And get ready for Bitcoin in the weekly. Get ready for Bitcoin in the weekly. Summer, you want to help me? Get ready for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Hope the other people in the hotel are all right with that. Shout out to everybody here on the live for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Let's break it down for Bitcoin and let's see what happened. It was a beautiful weekly candle. I mean, better than the last few we've had in a long time. However, I don't like the wick all the way back to the downside. However, let's take a look. We opened at 20,790. The high was 24,277.96 cents. The low is 20,761, and we would close at $20,586.22. It would go up $1,792.93, up 8.62% on the week. It was a beautiful weekly candle close for Bitcoin. Massive, massive moves. We have really strong support on the weekly now at 20,000. And we have strong support here too at this lower breach at 20,000. No, yeah, we have strong support at 20,008 and 20,500. And I mean, that's the area. Then these are this big, I kind of split it in half when we got in there, but when you look at it, it's just it's the POC. It's the POC, the point of control here for Bitcoin. So yeah, that's the weekly, man. But look, we got rejected bad all the way up here, and we just couldn't get back above 24,000. That was just it. That was it. So not a lot of support for the weekly. Not a lot of movement here. I mean, you went up and down so fast in this area. You don't have anything to really hold you down. You got sold off really hard on that wick. That wick is not good. And you can see tweezer tops technically because wick to wick on the weekly chart. However, if we look at the weekly stochastics RSI, which we'll double click our way, they just crossed right there bullishly. The last time they got a bullish cross was right around here where Bitcoin would pump to the upside. Right around here where Bitcoin would pump to the upside, and right around here would Bitcoin 1, 2, 3. 4 is a charm for Bitcoin to the upside on the weekly time frame. Let's take a look at the weekly. What do we see? I mean, we are in this big frame here, and if you came to the bottom, you would probably come to the top. I believe it's likely Bitcoin comes and tests this 29,000, 30K, 28,000 to 29,500 area maybe even a breach up to 30,000, right? Our next big area to go from there would be 38K. You can see once we break big areas for Bitcoin, it doesn't have a lot of resistance. It can just boom. And see, there's not a lot of resistance here. So to me, it just makes sense that once we broke through this resistance we couldn't get above, we would get at least to this node here, which we did. I mean, 24. That kind of stopped us right there. You can see, and we might consolidate in between these two areas for a long time. All right. So to me, it's all about this 200-day moving average on the 4-hour. If we can stay above the 200 in the 4-hour, I can stay bullish. If we can't, then I have to remain bearish and become a bear. All right. So it is what it is. We're bullish on this side. We're bearish on the other. And that's just how it is. And I can take you back through time on that. Every single time we went below the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Right there. That began a nasty move on April 2nd. All the way to the downside. We would never recover from that. We finally got above it. This is the first time we've been really above it for this many days ever since April of 2022. So, yikes, right? Yikes. I mean, when you look at it, it's a beautiful flag. At the end of the day, it's like, wow, that's a beautiful flag. I would trade that flag any day of the week, you know? So to me, it's just a beautiful flag. Nothing to worry about here, folks. 68% chance of a break to the upside on the falling wedge. 200-day moving average moving through price. Nice, tight moving averages. Things getting tight. I see a massive move for Bitcoin to the upside based on this simple idea. So if you just simplify it, you look at nothing else, like I said earlier, but the fact in your own ignorance, you know, and just say Bitcoin to 27,000. Simple. Measured move, flag, she gone, baby gone. I mean, the thing is, it's just like this flag. This was a flag too. And we were suggesting we were going to break to the upside. And we got that one pretty much, you know. So why can't we get this one? You could even say this was a flag too here. And it breached the measured move. So like all the flags hit, you know. So we gave you the daily. You can go back to the daily and you should definitely take a screenshot of that daily because that's the cleanest you're going to see the daily. That's a really nice, good daily shot of what's happening. All right. Got my watch back yesterday. Awesome. Kept my watch back. But you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I got it fixed. And I'm not going to say who fixed it because I won't be rude. But the bottom of it just fell out completely. Like I was in a lobby getting the hotel room. I looked at the ground and like the bottom of the watch just completely fell out. And I was like, what the? I put it back in and then was able to kind of like screw it tight. And it seems like it's not coming out now. But I don't know. Time is still working. Says about 8:20. No, 9:20. Sorry, 9:20. Not too bad. On a Sunday night. So at the end of the day, Bitcoin's at a beautiful support zone. It's touching the 200. It's in a wedge, and it's pretty low in the stochastics on all the other time frames. I could expect to bounce to the upside. However, we could get an M pattern. So we always have to be wary that we'll come up here. We'll make the M. McDonald's M here. And then we will dump all the way down to this low area value low. And that will be the measured move of the M. To about 19K. So I'm eyeing 19K. If we hit it, I will not be surprised. However, I believe we go for 24,000 one more time. All right. So if I have to make a call, I'm bullish on Bitcoin breaking out to the upside. However, I don't tell you where price is going because I don't know. I have no idea where price is going to go. And that's why I watch the smaller time frames because I don't know. And that's why I'll be watching this double bottom. And that's why these two areas are crucial that we get back above. 23,300 and then 23,003 and then this area here at 22,003 and 22,500. We must get back above these areas. If we do not, we will remain bearish. All right. And there's a chance that we're not done yet and we're probably headed back to the bottom of the channel too. Down here. That would still be okay. So if we go lower and we go all the way to 21,800, it doesn't change anything because that keeps the structure of the bigger 4-hour flag. And there's just nothing wrong with this. Bear with me, it'll reset and then we'll be all set. So like we come back down, we bounce and we're ready to go. So again, price can't go below the 200-day. If it goes below the 200, expect some bearish tones. We'll look for a bearish retest and we will begin to short the market, all right, all the way back down to lower areas, all right? So So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. And if you really want to know what's happening after that, and you just, that's not enough info, like I haven't dropped enough dimes on you right there, let's take a look here. Bitcoin on the Binance chart here, and we're just going to be staying on that 5, like I showed you before. Hit auto, it'll zoom in there. And we're watching this flag on the 5, and we'd like to see this break back to the upside in a bit of a double bottom, a double bottom, all right? Instead, but if it does breach, look for your measured move at 22K, all right? So, and that's another falling wedge too, inside of the bigger falling wedge. Look how many patterns we have you in. Drew more patterns than most people draw in a week in the last 20 minutes, all right? Let's go over the wins that we made in the channel, in the group. I talked about Phantom 3L last night. It was just looking extra saucy, extra special. The rest of the market didn't look so saucy. Phantom 3L looked absolutely beautiful. Let's take a look at it. And you must take gains, especially on 3L tokens. So we looked at it back here, Phantom 3L. And this thing would just blast to the upside, up 34% gains for Phantom 3L. And what did the trade look like? What did the chart look like? I like doing this. I like going back and finding my chats in the Discord. And look, there we are, man, grinding. Just grinding. Always have my butt out every time. I don't know why that is, but I apologize. I have very large gluteus maximus and very large thighs. They're hard to contain. Right, babe? I have big thighs, right, babe? You have no answer? She just looks at me like this, like how dare you even ask that? Like, why do all wives make men feel like we're stupid? Like, or the questions we ask are just completely ridiculous. Like, we're just asking for some feedback. You know, you don't got to give us the look. You just can say yes or no. You don't got to give us the look like we're, you know. I know everyone knows what the look is, because every married man gets the look. If you're not married yet, you're going to get the look. Your girlfriend already gave you the look yesterday. You just didn't know it yet. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I'm in the doghouse right now. I'm lucky she didn't throw a pillow at the whole setup and just knock it right off the table. No, but she's a genius. Look what she did. I came in and, of course, I complained. I'm like, this table's not big enough. Meh. And she's like, listen, we're going to put this table next to it. I'm going to stack these boxes, and I'm going to get you level, baby. And she got the mixer here. Dude, my wife, she is a problem solver. She's the greatest person on earth, man. I love you so much, babe. Thank you. Thank you for everything, BB. Music's a little loud there. Let's bring it back down. So Phantom 3L to the upside. And we gave it, I believe, last night. Let's take a look. Phantom 3L. It was just the one coin that looked hotter than hot. Nothing else looked hot like Phantom 3L did. It was the one of ones, right? Oh, come on. I'm going to waste my time now. I'm like, all right, hold on. It's in the gains anyway. You know what it is? Because I usually do FTM space 3L. You know, so there it is. Yeah. So look, I posted it last night, 7:22 at 9:35 p.m. last night. So let's just take a look at the chart. What made me think this was going to go up? It was in this beautiful bull pennant. It looked like it was basically going to break up. Now, 83%, there's no guarantee. I'm just showing you that's what the measured move is. 4-hour time frame was pushing to the upside as well. It looked absolutely scrumptious. So you look at it here on the 4-hour, and we zoom in on in here. We were looking at it down here, see? And this thing would blast all the way up 34% on a wick. It's actually still up from our entry. It's still up 6%. Not amazing, but I'm just saying, you know, compared to what's going on in the market. But we were all over that. Phantom 3L for a move to the upside. Bang, 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 bang. Now the 4-hour is pointing down. That's a bearish cross on the stochastic. I would be running for the hills. But yeah, there you go. We took Bond earlier. Let's take a look at what Bond's doing now. I sold Bond in and out on a quick scalp of the 15-minute. I also did Bond last night on a live stream. Remember, I took $1,200 to make $50 real quick with Bond. And I thought about that, you know. It's like, I was like, oh, it's only $50. But you know what? To make $50 off $1,200, if you can do that for a living, then you can do it for the rest of your life, you know. Bond will continue to tank. Let me just show you what happened here to Bond, too. Bearish divergence. You must heed when you have a high here on the RSI and a lower high, but price action makes a higher high. That was your top. Look at that. You would never go higher than that. That eventually was your top for Bond. Is there more legs for Bond? Does Bond have some moves? Let's take a look here. To me, it's back inside the pattern, like it broke in, broke out, broke back in again. One of those deals. Bit of a, you could almost say it's a falling wedge too. I mean, same thing, you know, Bitcoin's in the falling wedge. If Bitcoin breaks out of the falling wedge, this will pump. So Bond, there's a chance Bond pumps right now, actually. Maybe makes an M pattern, some bearish divvy. 1 hour is pointing to the upside. Bitcoin may get a bit of a recovery here. If it doesn't get rejected by that 22,300 area, Bond might make a new move, but I'd leave it alone. Like I go to the 4 hour, you actually have some legs in the 4 hour, which is very interesting. Bigger time frames, interesting. I actually tried to defy it, make it look like it wouldn't go up again. Bond actually may pump based on what I see. I'd like the moving average to get a little tighter, but there's a chance Bond could pump tonight for some gains. I know it's getting certain. We keep taking it. I'm sure certain people get on it too late, but if you got to get in at the right times. Like you got to be preemptive. Like right here, 15 minutes low, 7 minutes low, 1 hour's low. Yeah, that's it. That would be my time right there. Any other time, you're going to be asking for a worse price. And again, it's high risk, high reward. Don't do anything I do on this channel. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But Bond does look right for 26% gains from what I see. 4 hour looks good, 1 hour looks good, 7 minute looks good, 15 minute looks good. I mean, you're sold off. You got sold off all day. Ever since about 11 this morning, we've been getting sold off. Since I got bagels from Exodus Bagel. Exodus Bagels has the best bagels you've ever seen. They're absolutely amazing. All right. Also, I just saw this girl's art. I just like to, this girl's art was unbelievable. Thank you for supporting my small business, she says. Her name was Miriam at nvartistry.com. nvartistry, but ARTISTRI.com. So artistry with all eyes though. And NV Artistry. And dude, her work was amazing. Like whale, like she had whale tails coming out of the ocean, like made out of beautiful colors. Insanity, So I just wanted to put her out there. Check out her art, nvartistry.com. Miriam, she was awesome. I really liked her art. She was an amazing artist. When I can ever support a fellow artist, independent artist, anyone out there on their own, I'm an independent artist I feel like, because I draw for a living. I draw cups and handles and all this fun stuff for a living. So yeah, anytime I can help out any independent artist or put their name out there, get their self going, check her stuff out at nvartistry.com. Let's check her out right now. And I didn't even tell her. I just grabbed her card real quick, and I was like, you know what? If I get a chance, I'll put it on the live. Her art was amazing. Fluid abstract art. Miriam Voros. She was outside here selling her out outside the hotel, and her art was just, it really got me. It was really beautiful. Look, this is the whale tail with feathers, though, with like feathering in it. It's really nice. I mean, I was just looking at this stuff. Her art is amazing. It's really quite interesting. So check her out if you ever get a chance. mvartistry.com. Miriam. Okay. I could see Bond bumping up to the upside. If I did get it, I would scalp it quickly in and out for probably about between 3 and 7%, 10 at the most. I wouldn't go for the 26, but there's a chance it could bunch. I mean, it's oversold. There's a chance. You wait for everyone to sell off, and then when the sellers are bored, that's the time to pick them off. And, most people are using emotions, and so they miss those perfect times because they're using emotions. And that emotions will throw you off. So we hit Phantom 3L for 34%. We hit Bond for about 9% earlier today. It was a nice gain. We scalped it for about 10%. Nice little gain. I actually traded that live with my trading group. Told them when I got in, told them when I got out. Jupe for 36%. Bang. And Bitcoin 3L. Let's talk about Bitcoin Cash 3L, which is not Bitcoin 3L, but Bitcoin Cash 3L. Interesting. Today I was just starting my days, doing my scans, and I saw Bitcoin 3L, and I saw uncannily, it was in this like inverted head and shoulder, and it was in this beautiful ascending triangle. And I was like, man, that's likely to make a move to the upside. It's still pumping as we speak right now. 26% gains. Actually, not right now. It came back down, but it went total for 26% gains. Look at that. So if you were in the trading group today alone, this all happened today. I put this out at 10 in the morning, and by 1 in the afternoon, we were already up 11. In total, now up 26%, right? Put this up at 10:40 in the morning, Phantom, and Phantom just exploded 5.83. We ended up trading Phantom 3L instead, right, for the 34%. Bang. And then Jupe had a nice move to the upside. Let's talk about Jupe. Why I like Jupe. What was going on with Jupe. And when I show you trades that play out, and then I show you them every single day, I show you a trade that I posted and a trade that played out. It's very rare that I don't have a trade I get to show that didn't pump. I usually put out between 7 and 8 trades, and we get about 60% of them to pump, depending on any given day. Sometimes every single one of them dumps, because if Bitcoin takes the market down, I don't care how nice your setup is. It'll take every single setup to the ground. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So you don't really worry about the, it's like, what is the percentage rate? It's really like, because one day every setup could get hit if Bitcoin dumps. Other days, a few setups hit and Bitcoin's sideways. So we watch Bitcoin. We watch Bitcoin. We do technical analysis on Bitcoin. Once we get a feel for Bitcoin, boom, boom, boom. We continue to move. But Jupe, we were down here, low stochastics on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. It looked like a very scrumptious move. Stops below this area. And this is also an upward trajectory. Bounce off that trend line to the upside, and we got that move for Jupe. Boom, boom, boom. 36% almost total. We wicked all the way here to about 30% gains for Jupe. Even a little more. We were in a little lower than that. Yeah, about 37, 36%. Amazing. So that's Jupe. That's the story of the word. That's the word today. Also, I'm always wary of trading Sunday night into Monday morning. Usually around by 3, 4 o'clock, I begin to slow off all the trading. Look, Phantom 3S already up 16%. The second the long's out, you can switch right to the short. So crazy, right? And look, all the shorts up like 3 or 5%, but they're 3L, so you only need 1 or 2% moves, and you're already up 6%. So it's just like a tiny move, and you get a move in the short, And then on the radar, PLGR on the radar. We hit PLGR already when it was in this node right here, bounced off that stop loss, and we hit it for 62%. Is it ready for more? Again, off the same trend line? Let's take a look. PLGR. I don't know what they call it. PLGR. Pledger. It's called pledge. I don't know why I thought it was pleasure, because there's the R there. So look, I mean, you are bouncing off this diagonal trend line. I tend not to overtrade Sunday night into Monday morning, though, so I'll post less trades usually on these nights than I normally do on a regular day, because just you got slower price action, And I keep my capital for when it's the most advantageous time to trade, okay? You don't want to get caught up. SWINGBY looking very interesting to me. Oversold on the 4-hour time frame. This looks a lot like the last few trades we've made recently. We made an upward trajectory. You are below that high volume node, but you could bounce back above. And again, if Bitcoin dumps, you'll take this whole thing will dump. But SWINGBY, 68% chance you break to the upside out of the falling wedge, all the way back to the measured move here for SWINGBY. SWINGBY make 23% gains for SWINGBY. Quite interesting. All right. How many people on the live? We got 572 people, 450 likes. Unbelievable. $22 on the live. Thank you so much for the $22 in super chats. Much respect to you and yours. Thank you so much for being here. All right. 934 here. So I think SWINGBY possibly making a big move here. 22% gains out of SWINGBY. It does have to hold this level, but it's making a higher high, and it's very oversold with a MACD cross. Bit of hidden bullish divergence, slightly Class C hidden bullish. I would not be surprised if SWINGBY blasted to the upside. Always use a stop loss. Always keep yourself protected. Anything could happen in the markets. Stop loss below any point here that you could find that you would like to get into. Again, I can't tell you what to do. You do whatever makes you happy, but I always use a stop loss when I'm trading, especially in volatility on a Sunday night. If I'm not going to use a stop loss, I'm putting what I'm willing to lose inside the entire trade, and the trade itself is a stop loss. You see what I mean? So it's like, if you're not going to use a stop loss, but you put $500 in the trade, you better be willing to lose all $500. Like, that will be the stop loss, is the position. If you're not willing to lose that, then you best get yourself a stop loss as soon as you can. All right. So possibly 27% gains coming out of SWINGBY on the radar. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. It's coming down. Could down a little more. We'd like it to go sideways. 50 minutes ready to go. So 1 hour just needs to breach out sideways. 4 hour and 15 minute are in your favor for SWINGBY. And this thing's actually a kind of an unknown coin. Tends to kind of do whatever it wants here and there. So I wouldn't be surprised if it found its own way. But anything is possible. It could dump in 2 seconds. I want to make that very clear. So the 4 hour is very overbought. Okay. Something to think about there for SWINGBY. I like ZK tubes, man. You know, and honestly, look at that thing. That thing's about to do some damage. I mean, look at that. That's a descending triangle. I mean, Phantom was just in this earlier today, and it just did damage immediately. Now, these are 50-50 shots. They could go up either way. But you are breaking. You just broke above the 200. The 21's about to cross. I usually see a nice move when I see that. That's a good catalyst for a pump to the upside for ZK tubes. And ZK rollups, you know, something to think about too. 20% gains coming out of ZK tubes on my radar. I'll jump into the chat in a second, see what y'all are saying, see what the super chats are coming in, see what the alts are doing. We'll also take a look at the futures. We're going to take a look at Dow futures, the S&P futures, ZK tubes. Look out for ZK tubes possibly making a move out of the ascending triangle. ZK. ZT tube. ZKT. ZK tubes, baby. Funny, ZK roll-ups. Whoever would have thought that would be like what you needed to know, right? Like, oh, you don't know what a ZK roll-up is? Oh, you ain't going to get paid. You know, it's so funny, right? It's crazy. Wow, we got so much interaction on that post. Never seen so much action on a post in my life. Shout out to everybody here. ZK2. On the 4-hour looking scrumptious here. And not too bad on the other time frames as well. MACD about to turn. Turn to the upside. Shout out to all my lifers here. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I suppose I could do this 6 nights a week and take one day off, but you know, just that, then we wouldn't be the only channel that doesn't take a day off. And I just want to be that one. I want to be the awesome, sawsome, blast in your face channel, you know. So VEGA looking pretty nice to me. Didn't breach though. Got tight. Tried to come up. You know, made little gains. What did it get? 10% ain't bad. I'll take that. That ain't bad. So VEGA did hit for 10, but did nothing of the measured move. Could be continuing to go up to the upside. Look at the 1 hour. Didn't really have the juice. It didn't have the juice. VEGA just lost the sauce. It didn't have the juice, kid. You didn't have the juice like the rest of them, buddy. Let's go to honey mode. What do you think of honey mode? What do you think honey mode will do? Umbrella. This always makes me think of Jesse Marshall. I love you, Jesse, if you're out there. Shout out to Jesse Marshall in the house, one of the first lifers. You know, we had such an amazing group of first lifers to ever start. The first people that ever found me. We had this small, amazing community. And I know some of the lifers were going to be sad. They were like, man, we love you and we know you're going to get big. And when you get big, it's not going to be the same. Like, it's not going to be 400 of us, you know. It's going to be this, like, 30,000 subscribers. You know, it's funny. But, the lifers all told me I was going to get big or bigger. You know, I'm not saying we're the biggest yet, but they were always like, you're going to get bigger, man. And we know it. We could just see it. It's going to happen. And I was like, really? They're like, oh, yeah. And I was like, thank you all. So the support I got from the lifers is just nothing else, man. There's been nothing else like it in the world. So thank you to each and every one of you. There's no words that could express my gratitude for the support that I get from each and every one of you every day. And the stories that you share with me and the love that you share with me. I'm just so blessed for the rest of my life. I see something a little more downside before this pumps, but it will be on my radar for a while. Umbrella. Ranker was getting tight, and it would breach and pump to the upside. 17% gains for Ranker. This actually looks pretty good. DIVI, right? Look at this. It's got the same ascending triangle that we saw on the, SWINGBY or whatever, right? I mean, you're good to go in the 1 hour. 4 hours pushing to the upside, could be breaching, but you're looking tight in the channel. 1 hour time frames curling to the upside. 15-minute is looking right at the bottom of the channel with the 200-day moving average touching. Price action. DIVI. I mean, that has a high likelihood of playing to the upside. Again, it all depends on Bitcoin, and you have kind of small liquidity because these candles aren't fully filled all the way. But DIVI is definitely on my radar. Whenever I see the 200 cupping price like that, it's very, very interesting. And whenever I have momentum on the bigger time frame, like the 1 hour and the 15 minutes to push up, I would keep Divi on the radar. Divi it up, baby. Divvy up the winnings. You know what I'm saying? Divvy up the winnings, kid. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Boom. Boom. Okay, moving forward. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the chat. How's the chat doing? We got a $10 super chat coming from Verizone. Thank you so much for the $10, man. I appreciate you. $5. CGG. Lifer for life, man. I love you. Thank you for the $15 in super chat. You're unreal. Thank you very much. Then we have Tori McFarland, the weekly seller. Close. You want the weekly seller close. Let's take a look at it. So we got two things here. We got Chain Guard, that's Chain Guardians, right? CGG, yeah. Or is it CCG? CGG is Gods Unchained. I think you're talking about Gods Unchained, right? No, you had CGG, which is Chain Guardians, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Oh, wow, so I haven't looked, you know what's funny? I forgot it was Chain Guardians. I looked at it quickly. Wow, this thing was tight. So we put it out, thought it could breach. It's at the 706 Fibonacci level on retracement, which is amazing. And it's just super tight. To me, I mean, there's just only a matter of time till this thing breaches. Look at the tightness going on. The 200-day moving average moving through the bottom of the pattern. Let me put that fib back. Let's move that where it's supposed to go. I mean, still 16% gains coming out of Chain Guardians has not changed. Nothing has changed for this. It just went sideways. Didn't kick you out of the didn't kick you out. When that consolidates like that with the 200-day moving average, anything is possible. You could get a dump in 2 seconds, but highly likely this will pump to the upside. Chain Guardians, CGG, on KuCoin. Looking scrumptious to me here. And that's just a reminder. Still sideways. Still sideways consolidation, which is not a dump. And the tighter you get, the more likelihood you're going to pump. So, okay. Chain Guardians, thank you so much for the super chat. Much respect to you and yours. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Working hard over here. Boz open, bro. Extra lemons. Thank you so much for reminding me to drink some water. Okay, Tori for the weekly candle close for Seller. Thank you so much. Super chat Seller, ACR and ARX, ATM. What is that? ATM. How'd you get that? Like super chats at the moment. That's so cool. How did you get that at the moment? Thoughts on the bullish divergence that's forming on the USD dominance tether from the 9th of July and the 8th of July? Or am I seeing something that isn't there? You're probably seeing it, man. Oh my God. Dead Fidel? No, come on. You mean ATM? Like, you guys are stupid. Yo, come on, man. When you go to get money out of the ATM, man, come on. What are you guys talking about? You're not talking about what I think you're talking about, right? Come on, man. Get your minds out of the gutter, man. That's horrible. 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 All right. We told you Bitcoin was likely going to dump, man. So that's most likely going to happen. Bitcoin dumping hard right now. Let's take a look. Yep, there it goes to the bottom of the channel. And we show you the bear flag already. I like when people come to the live like, Bitcoin's dumping, my God. It's like, dude, come, like, why don't you show up when, like, we're doing this, you know? When we're actually on it, you know? And there you go. We showed you the bear flag, told you it was likely to break to the downside. We even got the target for you. And there's the bear flag dumping to the downside. We're waiting for you at $22,000. Come on, baby. And you left this high volume node. I mean, when you broke the node, you were likely coming to the low volume area, and you're breaching on down. We had you at hello here. So we even show you exactly where you're likely to go on the drop to 22K. Yeah, Tia, and the rate hike. I mean, the rate hike is coming in on Wednesday, right? We're going to have it's going to be a horrible week. 26 is when they bring up the rate on Tuesday. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's one of the toughest weeks, honestly, for me as a trader and for me as a guy who's going to be live streaming. The next 2 or 3 days is going to be the hardest 2-3 days on my mind, on my body, just on going because we're going to have the Fed rate hike, which is going to affect every single thing in the markets. We could get Bitcoin dumping horribly, or we, and it could, just so it's going to be it's going to be one of the toughest 3 days for me of my entire 6 months, really, honestly, because and honestly, I forgot until right now because I've just been dealing with so much lately, and I'm a family guy doing stuff with my family. But honestly, the next 2-3 days will be some of the hardest few days in the market that we'll go through together as a team. They will be because there's uncertainty. If they go to one rate hike, they're going to dump Bitcoin all the way down to 16,000. It's going to be a tank. Is it priced in? What's happening? And, there's just a lot of ups and downs. I stick to the charts. At the end of the day, we're going to see a wedge. We're going to see a level. It's all about support and resistance. What levels breach? What levels break? What levels hold? And that's what it all comes down to. So, despite the crazy weeks, but it is going to be pretty hard on us all. I mean, if you've been in my trading group, this will be the most you've ever learned about trading because it's easy to learn in a bull market when it's just ups and downs. It's just, throw your money here and there. This is the best time to learn, in my humble opinion. But look at the volatility. We pumped like 2 hours ago to the upside. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, we're going well. They got everyone to jump on in, and then they just slammed the market to the downside like you would not believe. It's absolutely insane. So that's Sunday night to Monday morning, though, and that's why I usually do not trade Sunday night into Monday morning. It's just the worst time to trade. You're likely for your trade not to play out. You're likely to have all the TA done and everything right, and then just things fall apart on you. So it's a hard time to trade. It's always a tough time to trade, Bad cues are bad cues. Super chat, CELR, ACRE, Acre, and ARX. Let's take a look at CELR on the weekly. But there's Bitcoin on the way down, probably highly likely to 22,059. All right. Let's take a look at CELR, CELR. The CELR network here. So we had talked about CELR bouncing to the upside on our channel for numerous days, right? Remember we showed you this inverted when we were down here. We talked about CELR bouncing. CELR would go from the bottom of that all the way up 37% gains. We had called that. Beautiful move. I'm going to delete all my CELR work. It is what it is. He asked about the weekly candle close for CELR, which I don't think we've ever done. Let's take a look. It was a very bullish 3 weeks for CELR. As you can see, it went all the way from 1 penny and 4 all the way to 1 penny. Out to 2 pennies. It basically did 100% gain. Pretty interesting. Tweezer top though on the weekly, and we don't even have oscillators on the weekly because it just it hasn't been on KuCoin enough. However, the daily is getting high, and you're in this channel, so you're likely to come to the bottom of the channel. It's just how it is, right? CELR likely to double top on an M here, and then drop all the way back down, maybe even all the way here to 0.14, where it all began. I would like to see CELR actually hold a higher high or higher low. It's not my trade. It's not my coin. I don't hold it long term. I don't know if I ever will. I appreciate that you do, and I love that you're sticking with it. So there's CELR on the daily and the weekly, not looking too bullish to me, in my humble opinion. All right. But either way, we shall map our way. Yep. Just 9 likes to reach 500 likes on the live. Lovely Sunday night. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. 500 likes on the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. 537 people on the live. 493. We had 600 people. How come we couldn't keep the retention, though? We got to 661 people on the live, but it just couldn't keep the retention. Maybe it was the baby screaming in the background. You never know what it was, but, No, honestly, you have people that are going to... YouTube, you have to be on point all the time. It's the most vicious game in the world. My wife always is like, take a day off, do this, and I tell her you can't do that. You take 1 or 2 days off, the algorithm will pound you. You will get pounded for weeks of work that you put in. You can't do that to your channel. You can't do that to something you've worked so hard on. Most people have never put that much into something or committed that much, so they'll never really truly know what it's like to be 100% all the way committed, to go to hotel and to not even, like, if my internet didn't work, I was going to leave the hotel and drive home. Straight up. I was going to stay here. I was going to drive home and do my show. My show is more important than anything else that I do because it gives me the fulfillment in life and it gives me a mission. It gives me a passion. And that gives me direction and keeps me from being lost. And when I'm lost, I feel horrible in life and I don't want to feel that way. So it's not about the money. It's not even about the success. It's not even about the views in the channel. It's just about fulfilling a destiny. It's about being there for somebody. It's about knowing that I'm actually doing something and I have a mission and I'm accomplishing the goal that I set out to do. That's what it's about, you know. Bro, so would you live stream on the way home? I'm here for you. Oversold in the 1 hour. Which one though? Interesting. Live stream is in a Tesla. Funny. BTC. CBD benefits New York Times. Interesting. Dude, your lives are always on point. Shout out to Mars. Thank you for coming on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. So it's all shorts all the time now. Shorts are bagging on them to the upside. Phantom 3S now up 20% on the short. Near 3S, all the 3S tokens, Gala 3S, you name it, pounding on you. Insanity. However, we're very oversold on many time frames. 15 minutes, 7 minute, 1 hour. Even we could push up here on the 4 hour as well. So, but look at the shorts on the daily. You have to look at the shorts on the daily. Last time the shorts were this low on the daily, they did make big moves. They're all low in the daily. Everything else is high. The whole market's overbought in the daily. The whole entire market. So, I mean, BNB on the daily to the upside here. Let's take a look. However, you're you got room on the 15 on the 4 hour to push. A little too high on the 1 hour in the 15. So I don't get into shorts when the 15 and the 1 hour high. I put alerts down here. Might be tomorrow morning, might be at like 2 or 3 in the morning, depending. Wait for those to come on down for an alert on the short. Better jump out quick when that goes up. Man, I hates being stable. Quant, quick. Let's take a look at quick real quick. Quick was in that tight zone. Did it stay in the zone or did it get pounded out? That's a sad thing too. You'll be watching a setup, and then Bitcoin will crush it. I don't care how tight it looks. I don't care how beautiful it looks in Bitcoin. Look how tight this has been going. However, Quick is now doing a bit of a double bottom here. If Quick can hold that double bottom, I would expect it to make a bit of a move there. Very oversold for, if you think about it, Bitcoin tanked and this thing barely moved, you know? So stop didn't get hit. Stops are still below the same area. So this is something to still watch. It's not done. There's no reason to get out of it. For me personally, you do whatever makes you happy. But I'm still watching Quick, still thinking about it. I'm not personally in Quick at the moment, but I keep waiting my turn. I mean, geez Louise, that looks like it may be the sweet spot. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Extremely oversold for Quick. 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame, all in your favor. We even go to the daily. See, that's the only one thing about Quick is the daily's like somewhat indecisive. It could flip, it could go down. It's away from the 21-day. I'd like to see it touch the 21-day and maybe bounce here. So there's a chance Quick could dump. So that's what that's what my students don't understand is that you got to heed bigger time frames. Even if you do see, like, this looks great. And the thing is, you'll see a high daily and you won't trade it, and then it will pump behind your back. Then you see a high daily, you won't trade it, and it will dump. So it could either way could happen. And that's why you trade the probabilities. That's why it's called trading. If I knew every single trade was going to play out, then I wouldn't be a trader. I would be someone that prints money. And I don't print money. I actually trade for a living. All right? So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'd play the probability. That tight moving average there is highly likely you're going to get a bit of a move. I have to say, based on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and we just keep watching this chart. I would not give up on this chart. Quick. It may take days to eventually get paid. Sometimes trades take a long time. You must be patient. You must be patient. All right? Quick. Still tight. And we trade predominantly on KuCoin. Most of the trades are going to all be on KuCoin. That's where you're going to find the trade. So open up a KuCoin. Link is in the description below. I would greatly appreciate it. So everything's getting pounded by Bitcoin. I don't care how beautiful the chart looked. Pounded. Let's take a look at ETHBTC. I want to see how that's holding up. Is it beating up? Is it staying on? Ethereum, Bitcoin. BTC pairs. Another way to look at the market in a different way. Take advantage of the market. So look, the ETHBTC pair is actually looking pretty good. See that? Saying that the alts may hold pretty, like the alts may be holding here. It's like not beat up at all, really. Like, look at that. Not bad. Just came back down to the bottom of the pattern. It says ETHBTC could be the play of the day. Oversold in the 1 hour time frame on Sunday night. ETH for Bitcoin. Look at that. 1 Bitcoin. How much would 1 Bitcoin render you? Wow, a nice 16% gain on ETHBTC. What is a BTC pair? It's where you buy Bitcoin, then you buy a coin, then you sell that coin for Satoshis or for the Bitcoin that you got into it with. So you never go into fiat. You basically go from Bitcoin to Bitcoin. You go from Bitcoin to the coin, from the coin back to Bitcoin. They're called BTC pairs. If you go here, we have BTC pair markets here. You can click on them and you can see which one's beating up on Bitcoin the best. And this is how you gain more Bitcoin while no one else is gaining. ADD BTC, it wasn't really big. Not a lot of gainers against Bitcoin. LAR, pre-search, tried to pump a little bit. Nothing too crazy though. But that's just Bitcoin pairs. I want to get you acclimated with what a Bitcoin pair is, understanding it. Look at the beautiful bounce there we got. Nice bounce to the upside here for Bitcoin. Now we're at resistance. I mean, now we have resistance at 22,200, 22,250. So like now if the bulls can't get back above this zone, expect more downside. So it could hit this and just continue down. So if the bulls can't get it back, and again, at the end of the day, we're just going to call it 22,350. If the bulls can't get back above 22,350, you must expect more downside. It is what it is. Sad to say, it is what it is. So that's something we're looking at. 538 people on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? We have 18 more people, 520 people, $49 on the super chat revenue. Thank you so much for the love. I greatly appreciate it. Super chats, ARX, and Acre. I was just trying to figure out earlier, too. Glad tested things first. Don't try to do things, just get them done, my friend. No offense. Try is the worst word in the English language. Bitcoin's next move, so I'll put more. No ETH charts, usually. ETH feels so freaking strong recently. It does. It does, and it looks pretty good against the BTC pair. It looks way better than I thought it was going to look. I didn't think we were going to see that, honestly. ETH looking strong against Bitcoin. That's good for the altcoins. We're going to take into total. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. And let's look at the futures. Imported bookmarks from my own computer. So we take a look at the Dow futures here. Dow futures down 74 points. Not too bad, but it could be worse. S&P down 9 points. That's nasty. And we'll take a look at ES1 in a second. It probably took a nasty dump. Look at that buyback up, but still, I don't care how big that candle is. We got to get above 22,350 to remain bullish. Just is what it is. ETH Bitcoin looking nice to me. ETH BTC. Ten o'clock. 8:30 we started here. And the short token just continuing to eat the meat to the upside here. But look, the 4 hours very overbought, pointing to, it's indecisive though. Could actually give you some more. That's interesting. The daily wants to fly. Like these shorts all want to pump on the daily. Something to think about. Like, look, if we delete this Phantom short, and look, we just took Phantom 3S for gains. So if Bitcoin tries to breach and can't get above that zone and gets rejected by it, it's going to head lower. You could even play this just to the resistance and nothing else. You see what I'm saying? Just the resistance and nothing else. 700% gains. If you go to the resistance only, you're talking 330% gains. I mean, it's high risk, high reward for sure. But even a little pop to this resistance, you're talking like 50 to 60. Yeah, 120% gains out of Phantom 3L. On the daily time frame, extremely oversold, ready to rock to the upside. However, you're playing with like kind of a loose asset, and it is an ETF, and you know, but wow, that's pretty nuts. So those are the hottest coins today. Time to get out of the market was this afternoon, and the whole market just kind of took a dump. Looking at GMT3L here. I was about to say, I'm like, where is my VRPV there? I mean, this looks hot. See, everything else doesn't, but this looks good on the daily. So GMT3L looks scrumptious on the daily time frame. So if you want a bullish chart amidst all the bearishness, it's this puppy, man. You know, it's got a new program. People like to buy the sneakers, walk around with the shoes, get paid to wear the shoes. Stepping, man. The whole idea, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this thing blasted to the upside. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour needs to come on down though, and it didn't break a previous high. I mean, that's dump city. Dump city. So unless we get some miracle hold up here, and that's 4-hour coming on down. See, what I like about my trading style is I picked one trading style to be, this is the idea. Everyone has probabilities, everyone has oscillators, everyone has indicators. Eventually you're gonna have to pick the one for you. That takes years because it takes 2 to 3 years to figure out one. It takes another 2 years to figure out another one, and then you got two. It takes like 4 to 7 years to have like 5 or 6 under your belt. And how much time did you dedicate? How much focus did you put in? There's just so many variables to find out where you're at with that actual indicator. I began to use the stochastics kind of like the back of my hand. It's the one I use the most, more than anything else. Absolutely love the stochastics, and they became like my right hand. And so when I see high stochastics come out, I mean, it's just like, I can't believe that. To me, when I see those high 4-hour like that, I think there's such a high probability that this dumps all the way down here, like just does some crazy dump. You know, 20 cents. I mean, no guarantees, but this is something that I'm looking at here for sure. So, you know, it's I don't like seeing a high 4-hour like that. You know, 1 hour may hold you and save you. So that's like, now you need sideways action while the 4-hour resets. And that's why you like the smaller time frames, but you know, there's no guarantees. And I downloaded this today. These are brand new markets here. KuCoin UST, yeah, right here. You go to sandwich.finance, you can put the newest coins in. Make sure you're getting all the newest coins, because if you're not, you're missing out big time. All right. %40 gains from Matic. Interesting. Matic 3S on the short. But, you know, the short's extended. You're overbought in the short. And you're overbought in a lot of shorts because Bitcoin's oversold, you know? So it's like you're chasing an indecision chain. I don't like to trade on Sunday nights into Monday morning. I let the dust settle. I dollar cost average if it's a nasty night and I see a nasty dump. I DCA. I grab me some Bitcoin. I use that fear. Other than that, I just let the market kind of find its space. Wake up tomorrow morning and see where we're at, and then look for a long or a short, depending on the market. But I don't go too hard, because too many times I've seen trades that look so beautiful just not play out, or I've seen trades that aren't supposed to play out just do something ridiculous. You know, we talked about TLOS possibly making some gains, and it did. TLOS blasting to the upside. How much did it go up? What, about 5%? Not huge, but hey, didn't lose money. Said it was going to get tight in the channel and blasted to the upside for TLOS. Interesting. ETH feels so weak. No, KMD and NIM. Super chats for ARX, KMD, and NIM. Check out BBWP indicator. You'll love it. I'm all set. Thanks, man. Tonic seems to be making a comeback. Possibly. Super chats. ARX, Komodo, and Nimic. All right, let's take a look at ARX. ARX. So this thing pumped. I mean, ARX. Did I put this out? It's funny. I put this in the channel here back in the day. I don't remember talking about this, though. I have no idea. I don't remember talking about this. ARX, ARX. Let's look at it on the daily. Let me see here what's going on here on the daily time frame for ARX. Well, it must be lack of oxygen in the hotel room, because I've never yawned during my live stream you know, I really usually don't. And I'm yawning a lot in this room because there's just lack of oxygen in here. You can't get a full breath like normal, you know. I mean, that's a huge move for our ARKX, up 61% gains but it's overbought on the daily. And that's it. That's going to come on down and touch the 21. I'd put an alert here and just not touch it till the alert hits. You don't really have to force anything on that. Nimic has been staking, I heard, and getting some good returns, and people have been running in there. So people keep wanting to jump into Nimic, and the coin keeps pumping. So Nimic's been hot recently. We put it in a fib, and it bounced off the fib. However, again, high on the daily. I put alerts on the low daily. I won't touch these until they come on down again. So what I do is I pull a Fibonacci on that and just wait for it to come back to that 618. Touch the 21-day moving average, maybe the 0.5, 0.6, something in this area, come on back down. So I'm watching for Nimic to do something like this. And then I'll take it seriously again and get ready for another move. There's your cup and handle. But the daily on everything is oversold, so overbought. So it's just not the good time to be opening up a trade. All right. Shout out to Billy MacD. Thank you so much for the testimonials. We get so many awesome testimonials every day in this group. Each day that passes in this group, life gets better. At my son's B-Day today, we officially revealed we have another boy due in December. So awesome. Lifer fam grows. Amazing. I have never had a reveal party like that in my life. That looks bigger than my wedding. My wedding was in a room with 4 people. You guys are funny, man. That's awesome, Billy. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And that's awesome, dude. Much respect, much appreciated to you. This came in today at 4 o'clock. So happy to have found this group. Sam, your group made me a more patient trader. I now understand when to get in and make my own rules to trade like you always preached. I have lost so much money before, but now it's not a guessing game anymore. I have made your rules my rules for enter and exits. I'm more conservative, and I take what the trade gives me. I see patterns now that I've never noticed before. You have transformed my thinking. I'm so thankful for you. You have given me my family of 7+ and our dog a real chance. Sam, you're such an awesome person, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I know you deserve everything you have and more. God bless from the Trong family. Thank you so much, man. Much respect to you and yours, man. Breaking my heart. Thank you so much. You know, I went on this journey. I thought I was just going to be teaching people. People like, oh, you taught me how to trade. And I never realized people were going to bring up their family, their love. Like, I think like people are going to share like their reveal parties with me. And I just never, I never in my wildest dreams thought that this is where I was going to get taken with my trading. But, you know, life is life. And as long as you put everything into life, then you're going to get some life back out of it, no matter what it is. And I just appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your shares with me. And you know what? Someone could make millions of dollars. Someone could be a billionaire. I have thousands, I think 1,000 or hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials now at this point written to me from around the world. And man, there's nothing more valuable than these. I'll eventually make a book of these. And whenever I'm down, whenever I'm going through something, I read these and I'm like, how could I be a bad person if I changed this many people's lives? How could I get down on myself if I made this many people feel good about themselves, you know? And so I don't think I will ever feel down again for the rest of my life. I might have some moments, ups and downs. I get hungry. I get cranky. Everyone has. But at the end of the day, I just got to read one of these testimonials and remember what's been going on and who's in my life and realize it's all gravy. I like this one the most too. Look, I paid $99 and joined. I invest $2,600 in bond. I sold at $42.50. I made $16.50. The subscription was $99. After 2 days, I'm up $15.50. You know, and that's without the educational value. You'd be crazy not to join the group. With just the educational value, it's $99. But we also give you so many ideas, setups, you know, help you find your own way in trading, and hopefully you can make your own gains along the way, right? So anyway, shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate the sharing. That's so nice of you. Shout out to the 500 people on the live, 489 people, 562 likes, $55 on the Super Chats. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. 1012 Super Chats, KMD and Burger. Let's take a look at time to grill some burgers. Bullish div on the 200 MA. Let's take a look at Burger. Shout out to Fidel in the game. Never stops, man. Always grinding. Fidel. So we started the day with Burger in this tight channel. However, it was kind of a little overbought. So you had to be like, well, we got to wait for it to get oversold. So we waited. And it slowly came into a channel here. Very similar to Bitcoin. Kind of a pretty ugly channel. Because it's like, you almost have to open it. I don't like when you do that. That's weird. Some strange price action. I'll give that to you, though. I don't like what I'm seeing for the price action. Oversold in the 1 hour, though, and it's definitely a bit of a flag. Not perfect, but it's a flag. Measured move is the length of the pole. We don't really have to measure that again. That's spot on. And then we go here. We're going up all the way probably 35% to 244. That's just the measured move. Now, is that happening? 1 hour suggested it may. Let's take a look at the 4. 4 hours a little overbought, so I'd be wary. The daily, however, has come on back down and is just starting its breach back up. Now, I talked about this earlier, and we pulled the Fibonacci on this, and when we saw it back in the 618 in the golden pocket, look, we bounced right off that. The daily's pointing up for a huge momentum. However, the 4 hour's not there yet. So we need to wait for the 4 hour to either reset, make a flag, or maybe the 1 hour pump, then the 4 hour can come back down and make a move. So I like the 4 hour, but I don't usually like to trade unless my 4 hour is bullish or there's some other indecisive moves or above a really strong supported resistance, you know. You the man, Sam. Thank you, Abdominal Spaghetti Rigetti. You're the man, dude. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I'd be wary of this. I'd wait for the 4 hour to come on down on Burger before I jumped on in. Just something to think about, all right? KMD was hot recently. Looked like it was going to pop again. Komodo. But I believed it dumped out of the channel from what I remember. Oh, no, it's still tight. Still tight in the channel. Honestly, this is beautiful. And this is what you want to look at. Look, you're in the 706, between the 786 and the 706. You're moving with the tight moving averages. You're low on the 4 hour. I would put this on the radar. If anything pops in the next day or two, even by tomorrow morning, KMD is likely to make some gains. So let's move this back up on the fib so you can see price action and fib and clear it out there. But this is why this channel is great, because no matter what happens in the market, we're gonna look, we're gonna find opportunity. We will. And KMD looks pretty nice to me. Bitcoin dump today. This didn't do anything. It retraced all the way back to the 786 Fibonacci level, and there's about a 93.83% gains coming, possibly if it makes a move. Oversold and lack of bearish momentum on the MACD. KMD, you know, stop losses below the 200-day moving average, somewhere even below the 886 retracement. KMD is still looking juicy compared to the rest of the market, so it's got its own way about it. KMD. So it's still holding a bullish retrace is how I call it for Komodo. Komodo Dragon. It's named after a Komodo dragon, right? I mean, that's what, I don't know what they're doing over there. This is weird. My shift button's not working now on my tube. Now it's working. That was strange for a second. KMD is still holding a bullish retrace. Yeah, so it's still there and getting tight in the moving averages. Another thing you want to do, you want to go to Coin Market Cap real quick before we jump out of here. Coin Market Cap. All right. You want to see if there's any coin that's defying Bitcoin right now, what's hot, what's not. And those are the coins you want to trade for the next couple days. So you go to the 24 hours and you see what's up. Like Uniswap, been hot. For some reason, it's up 3.5 in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin Cash, been hot. We've been trading that. Decred, PancakeSwap. Interesting. XDC showing some signs of life. And Clayton, Synthetics. All right, so Uniswap right off the bat is a coin you may want to look at. And it's been getting some headway recently. And if you think about it, it still holds trillions of dollars. The asset and the smart contract still exist and still kicks butt every single day of the week. So look at this. Everything else is looking bearish. Uniswap's in a beautiful bull flag. Maybe DeFi is starting to show what it's there for. Like, it's something that can make money no matter what in any market, bear or bull. And people are still using Uniswap. There's still meme coins coming out. There's still stuff happening. So I would not be surprised if you got a move here on the daily time frame. It's looping and scooping to the upside. So the whole market's dismal. But we're going to find the one coin that's probably going to pump to the upside, which is Uniswap. I would watch Uniswap here on the daily time frame. I would trade it on the daily. That looks scrumptious, to say the least. So 29% gains out of Uniswap. Always put a stop loss where you can. All right, below previous support or resistance or a moving average if you have it. Uni. Bullish on the daily. On the daily TF. The daily time frame, baby. Wow, that is weird. My shift 2 button just stopped working on one of my, who knows. Anyway, but I'm bullish on Uni. $5 for the hotel. Thank you so much, Verizone. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. $5 for the hotel. Hey, hotel, $5. Super chats have been hit. Thank you so much, East Jordan. Super chats, ORN, VGX, and Burger. Super ORN, VGX, and Burger. Funny. Shout out to Gina. You came back. You were going to leave, but then you came back. We can get you back, Gina. We can get you back again one more time. Look, I'm about to jump out the window. Wait. No. That will never get old. Thanks, Sam. Time to grill some baggers. Yo, Burger double bottom and bullish div along with the SR flip. Wow, you're super bullish on it. I was not as bullish as you were. But, man, maybe you're right. We'll see. Thoughts on Chainlink? I still own a lot of Chainlink. I don't see how it, in the last 5 years, it's not going to be big. It creates infrastructure between all the other coins. It makes things happen. It connects outside APIs to blockchain. Without it, you won't be able to use the blockchain that you're on. So, I mean, how could Chainlink not be the best? And really, there's nothing that's competed with its technology. Just kind of got quiet after a long time. We always thought it was going to go to 500. Last bull run was funny. We didn't get the moves we thought out of a lot of coins. It just didn't happen, you know. Hey, bro, can you check Quant? Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to redraw Quant right now. Thank you for bringing up Quant real quick. Let's take a look at Quant here on KuCoin. And honestly, Quant looks great on the daily too. Just like Uniswap. See that? We had it in this 1 hour tightness, and it was super tight. See that? And it was like about to blast, and just didn't do it. Fell down, but it's staying tight again. Like it's been quite interesting what it's been doing. Quant. That's still a tight channel right there, and now you're oversold on the 1 hour. You got some indecision pointing down though. See, your 4 hours just not in your favor on a lot of these coins. That's the sad thing. Even when the daily and the 1 hour want to play, the 4 hours like, nah. Like that 4 hour still has room to go down. You better hope the 1 hour pulls you back in and gets you sideways, and then the 4 hour goes sideways. This does have a measured move, and it's bullish on the daily, which gives you a higher chance that this will play out 41%. I'm not trading that right now, though. I would watch this 4 hour till and let it come down first before I would jump on in. KP3R looked good recently, too. Let's take a look at KP3R. Try to get a little bit of a push. Look at how much work I do. It's insanity. But look how tight this is getting, you know, and this is why I like it. Look at that. I mean, again, 4 hours indecisive, too, so it's like Bitcoin's kind of trying to dump everything. 1 hour is probably at the bottom of the pattern and pushing. It is, which says we should bounce back up and go sideways. But KP3R. Now, I've traded this. Every time I've traded this, I think I've traded it 3 or 4 times. Every time it's paid me. It's one of those trades that's like never fit, you know, so far, don't want to say it, but so far they've been great trades. So makes me want to kind of, you know, get it in again with this KP3R. 1 hour looks pretty good too. KP3R, I'd keep this on my radar. One of the hotter coins for the night. And I've seen Bitcoin dump and pump, and this thing kind of just do its own thing completely. It doesn't really care about the rest of the market. This is my last night stream in the hotel, though. So tomorrow, they're going to let me sit here and just do my own thing, and then they go to the pool and stuff, and then, you know. So it's not as bad, right? It's our only baby stream. You should actually, like, cherish the little baby cries you hear in the background. Hearing a little baby cry is a blessing, you know? I bet Tori is still watching. Shout out to Gina. I know you're still here, Gina. I love it. Limited offer, Bitcoin. We got the beginner's course for 3 months of the trading group for $350 if you pay with crypto only. Email CryptoLifers@gmail. A game changer for every lifer. Ethereum Classic, hidden bullish divergence. Good short, hidden bearish. ETC, it's all good. Blake Jones. Blake Jones would like to short Ethereum Classic. Saying he's seeing some hidden bearish DIVI on Ethereum Classic. I don't think you need to go that far. You just see a double top and an M pattern. You also see a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder there, right? However, look, the 1 hour is getting very oversold. So, I don't know. You want to short an oversold 1 hour? I wouldn't be doing that. Looks like you're going to go sideways a little bit more till the end of the day, till tomorrow. Interesting. I see the hidden bearish that you're talking about, though, because you took this swing, the swing up. And you take this swing to swing down. And that is hidden bearish. But actually, that's not hidden bearish. That's bearish divergence. I mean, it's just regular bearish, you know, which played out to me already. And now you got the 200-day moving average. So, I don't know. I say it already played out. And there's a chance this actually still pumps to the upside. Sammy, the Mikey Jordan of crypto trading. Some days I feel that way. Today I feel weird. You know, I don't know what it is. Dude, I miss the baby cries. When I had triplets, I just wanted to hurry the days, easier times. Now they're all gone, and I really sit back and take it all in. The return of Gino Wambino. So we have Gina Bombina, and we got Gino Wambino. That's so funny. There he is. Gino Wambino. Is that your boyfriend, Gina? Gina, do you have triplets? All right. Bitcoin in a major dump, of course. Of course it is. 22,000 all the way to 22K. Look at that. Nasty dumpage. Nasty. Almost looked like a descending. That's Sunday night for you. Every Sunday night, it's a nasty, nasty dump. Like, every single Sunday night. They do it to you every time. And look, didn't I say that it was likely we're going to dump? I said, and look, it went right to my measured move. I hate being right about dumpage. Like, I called the pump last night. I don't like calling dumps. I did call this dump. I even had the measured move here to 22,059. I was off by, it was $22,007. I was off by $52. And I've been traveling and barely had time to look at the charts as much as I usually do. But again, if you just stick to the charts the way they're supposed to be traded, I should open up a short on that, you know? But sometimes it happens so fast. By the time I'm out here doing my thing, I can't open the short, get it going, make sure my VPN's on, which I can't even use sometimes because when I'm doing this, the VPN gets in the way of the stream. So then I can't trade and stream. It just gets insane. I need another computer open, trading, you know, while I'm doing this. But nasty dumpage. And look, the 7 minute says more is coming. I mean, that's crazy. But the 7 minute just started the dump, and there's more to go. Yikes. So it says that you were in this falling wedge. Look, here's what happened here. I see it now. And there's your measured move. You're going even further for sure. Look, you're headed all the way down here now. 21,008, just as I suggested. Back to the beginning of the range. That's what happens when you break out of a rising wedge. You break down all the way to the bottom of the range. You know, kind of crazy because this happened really fast. Like, this was a short since 8 o'clock. It's only been 2 hours. Just nasty dumpage. Insanity. Dumping faster than my ex. I know, right? Liquidated so many people, for sure. Horrible. The old Amber Heard move. You guys are funny, man. Hit that like button. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. My man, you gave so much today. I really appreciate it. You must have given 20 bucks, man. $5 here, $10 there, $3 there, $5 there. Thank you so much for all the love, man. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. All right, everyone, I'm out here for the night. This dump looks like it's going to continue to go to the downside even more to about 21,800. I'll keep my group updated, but this is nasty. And I'll be updated in the group, but can we get some relief? Are we seeing... we got some divergence here, finally. Finally, we got the divergence right there. And it's a long divergence, which tells me we should get a bit of a bounce. However, now we have resistance at 22,360. And soon we're going to have resistance at 22,000 if we break that. So right now we must hold 22K. Bulls must hold 22K or we're going to go lower to 21,750. That is the measured move. And the 7 minutes suggests that we do have the gas to get down there. All right. So I'm sorry to say, but I did call the dump. I came on the live. We found the flag. I drew the flag. Suggested we would probably highly likely drop. And we did. So it is what it is. If you were here, if you traded a short, how do you trade shorts? BTC 3S and take advantage of the market. All right. And bang, bang, bang. I mean, look at that short. Made a nice move to the upside. However, the shorts are very, it's interesting. They got legs on that. See, we did go over this earlier, right? Let's look at this. Short's still making a rising wedge, though, just like Bitcoin's making a falling wedge. It's interesting. So even if we keep pushing up, that's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and eventually a dump to the downside. So I'm still getting some mixed signals here. All right. Last thing I'm going to look at is BTC on the all-time history index, and we want to look. Yeah, I mean, this isn't that big of a deal. Like, this is just pattern trading 101. You're at the bottom of the pattern. What I'd like to see is the 4-hour kind of bend and get a flip. I mean, and you're seeing hidden bullish right now. Because look. Swing up to swing up. And if we take this, this is kind of a swing down. See that? That's hidden bullish. Tells you that the trend will continue to the upside. So as long as Bitcoin doesn't go lower than about 21,009, 21,750, and as long as it stays above this green line here and doesn't get into that zone, I'm okay. I'm okay with this. And let's take a look at BTC USD here on the daily. And remember, it's all about the daily time frame, not breaking into the hole. And as long as this candle stays above these two candle closes right here at 21,600, we're okay too. So can we hold this daily candle here, this daily support, and break back to the upside? Can the 4 hours suggest that we would come down here to the bottom of the channel? That was going to happen. So it looks like we're going to come here and hit this area at 21,686. Can that hold? Can we get our bounce back to the upside? And what you'll see is we'll probably bounce. And then we'll either make an M here and dump the length of the M to here. Or we'll break out and we'll bounce off of that. So these are the two likely scenarios, in my humble opinion, that are likely to play out based on the 4 hour, once the 4 hour kind of decides to push back up. Because it will. How big it does is the question. All right. So there's your Bitcoin update for the night. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next update. Today's the day I haven't really posted tons of alts. We didn't fly through the alts. We went through as many as we could because I'm not feeling the market right now. So I'm not seeing tons of, I'm not seeing tons of shorts. I'm not seeing some tons of longs. I'm seeing kind of some indecision. I want to see what Bitcoin does tonight. I don't overtrade shorts or longs Sunday night into Monday morning. It's just not my trading style. You'll probably do it after 7 years of trading like me. You'll say the same. After so many Thursdays, Wednesdays, and Tuesdays of pulling money out of the market and then watching so many hard nights of trading on Sunday night, you eventually will give up Sunday night trading. I'm not saying if I see a trade, I'll take a trade, It all depends on the market. But most of the time, I'm already biased not to trade on that day. NASDAQ only down 19, recovering a bit. S&P down 9, though, which is actually pretty bad for the S&P. 860 trying to recover, attempting to recover. Let's take a look at ES1. Last thing before I jump out of here is the ES1, the mini futures for the S&P here. All right. And you can see what happened. They did get a retracement. Right now, the 4-hour wants to push to the upside. That's a really good sign for Bitcoin. So look, ES1 front runs Bitcoin, and look, their charts don't look the same. So if I delete this here, it's actually a really good sign. So remember correctly, Bitcoin's in the falling wedge. Okay. And see, the S&P's in the falling wedge here like Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's more defined on the 4-hour, right? But I just want to, point this out, all right? Now, one thing I'm about to show you, bear with me, is this channel here on the S&P, and we're hitting the bottom of the channel. That says we may get a bounce tomorrow for the S&P, and I like that. Look how spent we are on the 4-hour with the flat curve there, and then you'll breach this trend line and hopefully break this flag, at least back to the part of this. And that's bullish for tomorrow, for Monday morning. So the S&P does have some signs of bullishness on the 4-hour. 68% chance that tomorrow we actually play out and Bitcoin remains bullish. So we could squeak out some bullishness tomorrow. It's iffy, it's sketchy. And watch out for the scammy price action tonight, everybody. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you for giving me a place to go no matter what. Whether I'm traveling the world, hotel, no matter what I'm doing. You're always there for me, and I really, really appreciate it. Everyone, have a great night. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. How much did we end up getting that chat revenue? $62.13. 600 likes. 457 people still hanging out with me on the late night. Everyone, thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Crypto is life. Be safe, everyone. Have a great night. Trade safe. Thank you. Peace.